Within just the past hour, Pepperdine University reinstated its shelter-in-place order. The order had been lifted before 8 a.m. today, but it went back into effect as of 4:30 this afternoon. Students on the Malibu campus are being required to shelter in place inside the Tyler Campus Center or the Payson Library. This is video from early this morning. Excuse me. The school says power remains out for much of the campus. Staff members will be providing food, power, and water.
An amazing footage you all had overnight.
Yeah, and so many of them. And what we learned is that these buildings are fire resistant, hence why these two particular buildings were chosen. Fox 11's Christy Fajardo, she is right there near Pepperdine with what it's like right now. Christy.
Yeah, Marla, well, where we're standing, it's actually pretty clear why they reinstated that shelter-in-place order. And I want to show you, if I get out of the way, there are still very active flames right above the campus. In fact, the winds are picking up, and we're seeing those flames getting stronger and bigger. But it is also going to get very dark here in Malibu very, very soon because, as you said, much of Malibu is without power. And the lights you are seeing on the campus are generated by generators. So, again, very dark. And then with all of that smoke, we were back in those canyons. It is very hard to see. There's very low visibility. So if people are out wandering around and walking, it would be very easy for a driver to miss them. But I want to show you what it looked like earlier here in Malibu. It was a very hairy morning for many residents who were forced to evacuate. And SoCal Edison actually turned off power, concerned that the winds could knock down power lines and spark more spot fires. But as Adam mentioned, there was a lull in the wind at one point late this morning, early this afternoon, and we actually saw firefighters making the best of that moment, seizing it. They were bringing in aircraft. We saw aircraft here from Orange County and from Cal Fire, also LA County, and they were doing just excessive water drops and also fire retardant drops. We saw them picking up water near Zuma Beach and then also from a pond here on the Pepperdine campus, and one right after the other coming in and doing those fire retardant and water drops. And in some places, when we went on Las Flores Canyon, you could see how effective they had been. You could actually see a line of fire retardant, and everything up to it was blackened, but everything on the other side of it had not been. Nonetheless, it was a very harrowing day for many homeowners, including one woman we spoke with. Here's what she had to say.
I heard the fire trucks and went to go get my kittens, my pets, on Malibu Road. And when I got there, the fire turned from the Sarah Retreat towards Malibu Road, and it was coming down, and I actually touched the flames. I was told to evacuate, but instead of going to the end of Malibu Road, I went the other way towards town, and I had to turn around. It was pretty bad. I couldn't breathe, and there was flames.
And that woman told us that she actually lost her home in the Woolsey fire. And people who survived that fire know all too well, even when the flames are gone, danger persists. When we get those rains, there could be mudslides. So even when the fire, like it is right now, is burning in areas where there aren't homes, and even when the fire is not threatening homes, as long as it is scorching earth, it could all of that blackened earth could pose a danger further down the road, and that is why firefighters are throwing everything they have at this fire. Live in Malibu, I'm Christy Fajardo. Let's send it back to you.
All right, Christy, keep a watch on that for us. Thank you. Taking a look, meanwhile, at the evacuation zone. The areas in red, those are mandatory evacuations. Covers the area south of Piuma Road, north of the coastline. Yellow areas are under evacuation warning. Also on the CAL FIRE website, a 3D map feature that gives a closer look at how close the fire line is to homes. There are now 2 evacuation shelters for those forced out of their homes. A Santa Monica Malibu Unified School District facility has opened up in Santa Monica. Also the Palisades Recreation Center in Pacific Palisades, where pets in crates are welcome. And for evacuees with animals, large animals can be taken to Pierce College. Small animals are welcome at the Agura Animal Care Center. Hal Eisner has spent the day out at the Zuma Lifeguard Station, where media have been getting the updates on the fire.
He's also found some emotional stories among Malibu residents. He's live with us now with the latest. Hal?
Yeah, and behind me, you can see crews starting to set up. That's for a 6 o'clock news conference in which we'll hear from Sheriff Robert Luna and County Fire Chief Tony Maroney and others talking about the latest information on the fire. Let's go to some video right now and talk a little bit about this fire that hit last night just around 11 o'clock. As it did, it created for a rough 24 hours, or at least a rough day today. From the start, the fast-moving fire has been a concern because of the low humidity and the high winds. Firefighters immediately threw everything they could at the fire. Early 700 firefighters, now we're up to about 1,000. Because of the amount of water needed for a battle like this, L.A. County Fire Chief Anthony Maroney and others have been telling residents not to use their water to sprinkle their yards, to hose down their houses. That would evaporate anyway as a hot fire is coming through. That water, they say, is needed for the firefighters. Over 6,000 people in this community were forced to evacuate their homes. People like Jackie Robbins. She evacuated about 12:30 this morning. Her home burned down in the 2007 Corral fire, which burned almost 5,000 acres, forced the evacuation of as many as 14,000 people and injured 7 firefighters. I talked with Jackie this afternoon. She was very emotional as she was thinking back to that fire. I can't imagine losing a house. I can't imagine the trauma of that.
It is traumatic, and I have PTSD from it.
You do?
Yeah.
So right now you're feeling that stress, the anxiety. How's that manifesting itself?
You know, I'm just nervous and anxious. I'm a pretty, controlled person.
Except you started to cry a few minutes ago.
Yeah.
Is that part of the PTSD?
I think so.
Yeah.
You know, but I started crying when I had to leave my house this morning.
You okay? You sure?
Yeah, but this is what PTSD is.
Yeah, I met another woman who had the same problem going on this afternoon. She was thinking back to the 2018 Woolsey fire. Been plenty of fires around here. Once again, they're setting up for a news conference at 6 o'clock. We'll be getting more information on the Franklin fire. Marla, Christine, back to you.